Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Wise Words podcast. I'm your host, Shruti Vadala, and today I'm interviewing Maahi Patel. Maahi, can you please introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes, so my name is Maahi Patel. I'm a junior studying finance and economics. Some things that I'm involved around or on campus are Alpha Kappa Psi, which is a business fraternity. I am part of the rituals team. I've been doing that for a year and a half, so that's really fun. And other things that I'm involved in on campus or I was a part of the orientation leader program as well as a freshman mentor program.
Awesome. So diving right in, my first question is, what made you interested in a career in the field of finance, and what type of finance are you trying to pursue, and what is your ideal role in the future that you want?
Yes, so with finance, I knew I wanted to do business specifically, but didn't really know what to do. So my dad, when I was talking to him senior year of high school, he was like, just try finance. If you don't like it, you could switch majors pretty easily. And then a year and a half after getting an internship and working on more of the planning side of finance, I was able to figure out that this is what I like to do. I do enjoy corporate finance right now, but there's so much you can do. Consulting is also another track that I'm looking into.
Okay, that's so amazing. And I guess my next question leads into your current internship experience, but how did your experience at UTD help you secure your current internship?
Yes, so the internship that I have right now, I worked there last summer, and at that time I was part of Alpha Kappa Psi, and it's a business fraternity. It helps you with different soft skills, just helping you become more confident. So one thing that I wanted to learn or do better in was public speaking and interacting with different people I've never met with, and just trying to figure out how to start these conversations. That's the biggest thing with networking. And so just being a part of AKSI definitely helped me grow those skills, and I think that was like the biggest thing that was able to help me with securing this internship.
Awesome. Okay, and how did you apply what you learned from JSOM into business competitions with DECA as well as FLA?
Yeah, so I remember freshman year, there were a whole bunch of workshops here at JSOM, just different public speaking workshops or even major related workshops. So finance, accounting, I would just try to go to as many of those. And a lot of these case competitions, professors are also part of it too. So if it's a class that I've already taken with a professor I'm familiar with, that was a really good way for me to be more comfortable with doing it in the first place. And if I had any questions along the way, I was able to ask those pretty easily.
Yeah, and leading into that, how did you get involved with competitions like FLA? Because I know some students are super nervous to make that first step. So I guess like what prompted you to push yourself and kind of get involved with that?
Yeah, so I think it just came from the idea that I didn't know if I wanted to stick it out with finance or not. So doing FLA, I was like, we'll see how this goes. If I don't enjoy doing it, now I know what I don't like. I can probably do something else. But I really did enjoy it. It was basically creating like a business plan or a financial model to help like a company with any financial problems that they did have. And so just that problem solving aspect of it opened a lot of doors, not just within finance, but like I realized you can do consulting with it too, because that's a fairly similar situation that you would fall into. So I guess it was broadening my horizon with that and seeing what I actually enjoyed doing.
So my next question is pertaining to your internship. So what is it like as a returning finance intern, and what is that process like?
Yeah, so I worked at Mondelez last summer, and it was entirely virtual, but just even the recruitment process was super, super nice. The entire recruitment team definitely helped me understand what I was getting myself into, because I was one of the younger interns there. And so even at that point, I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do within finance, and doing that work, I was able to grow a lot. I had a great manager who was a really big mentor to me, and he was like, if you need anything in the future, like reach out. And so I always made sure to keep in touch with him, or just ask questions on the job and prove to them that I was able to learn, even though if I didn't come in with a lot of finance knowledge to begin with, I was able to learn on the job and show that I can do that with pretty much any role. And so getting this offer again, now will be in person, it's definitely really nice. It's the same team. I'm really excited to kind of see them in person, but also try a different side of finance and see if I like doing that too.
Yeah, of course. Well, congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
internship. Okay, my next question is pertaining to Alpha Kappa Psi. So you said you're a master of rituals. So what is your day-to-day like being in that position?
Yeah, so I was master of rituals last semester, and it's basically just any rituals or traditions that we have with AKSI regarding the pledge process or just anything that we do as a fraternity. overlooking all of those and having my committee involved in the planning of it. And so it was a lot of time spent outside just planning schedules out, seeing where everybody's roles fit well, and then on the day of making sure everything was executable. So I really enjoy that type of work, like planning, organizing. I feel like that's right up my alley. But then just like interacting, being back in person after a very long time, that was the most exciting part, I think. Just having the entire organization be excited about like the pledge process and different events that were happening. So that made my job much easier.
So one of my last questions is, how does what you learn in school, in the classroom, and with your extracurriculars compare to the real world experiences you're using with your internship?
So that's a great question. I think with the classroom, you definitely learn the technical aspects, things you really, like concrete stuff you should just know with whatever major you're a part of. With extracurriculars, I think it's a good way to apply those skills and also learn like soft skills, public speaking, how to work on a team. And then going into the real world in a work setting, like you're faced with different situations and different people in general. So how do you work well with them? I think having a good mix between what you learn in the classroom, having enough extracurriculars to help you apply what you learn, and then honestly just finding like a really good real world internship or experience that's able to help you put those two things to use is, I think, like the best way to learn.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I guess my last question is, what advice would you give someone who's starting out their career in finance, or a freshman who is nervous to, make that first step and kind of join extracurriculars? What advice would you give them to kind of have that career path and get involved on campus?
Yeah, so I would say just try everything you can in terms of like doing different extracurriculars or organizations. Like my freshman year, I didn't do a lot of major related extracurriculars. I did the orientation leader program, which was able to help me a lot with like interacting with people, just building up that confidence, which is what you need in pretty much any major or situation that you're in. And then once you start to feel more comfortable with yourself, you feel comfortable with the stuff that you're learning in the classroom, find organizations that are more related to your major, related to like a specific cause, and apply what you've learned with that. So it does take time. There's no need to like start it immediately off the bat. Even like if you're super confident, go for it. But it's always good to see what the university has to offer and where you belong in the university, because I feel like everybody will find their spot on this campus and whatever they want to do in the future.
Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you today. All of your answers were so helpful, and I'm sure our audience will find them really helpful as well. I just want to say good luck with your future endeavors. I'm sure you're going to do great. And it was wonderful interviewing a fellow finance major. So,
well, thank you for having me. I definitely enjoyed this interview a lot.